Hey, it's Joe Glines from Automator. Another episode will be automated with AutoHotKey this week. Let me start Prompt Assistant and launch recently modified files, which will do a bunch of stuff. It's going to change my DPI. It's going to launch the webcam reminder, which this time needs a little adjustment. It's going to launch the Do Not Disturb. Move this guy up just a hair. And of course, recently modified files. Relaunches Get Active Path, so it takes into account the resolution change. We still haven't tackled that one of having a way to automate to notify our GUI programs that, hey, the DPI has changed, because otherwise it stays off screen. So let's see what we've worked on here. Email merge. Again, I showed you guys this last week, the example of the email merge with AutoHotKey using Excel and Outlook. Of course, you could just send straight to SMTP, I think with the CDO object, if you ever use that. You can't really do it in Gmail anymore because of that authentication thing it uses. But yeah, I was automating it, and actually I'll probably be sending this out today. And it does a mail merge on the spreadsheet with their coupon code, number of protocols they ordered, their name, and gives them a different link also to click, so it's pretty cool. File, image, format, fix. Move this down to here. I don't know what this is. File, format, image, fix. I think we were working on the clipboard format tool and the image. I think we were playing with it. The image wasn't from Word, MS Word. When you copy as a picture, it wasn't pasting properly. Read openers. I was reading a local file of people who've opened emails in the last 5 days. And I was just playing with it. I was waiting for Zayas. He didn't have power a lot this week, so yeah, it's kind of hard to run a computer when you don't have electricity. But we're updating our database online and playing with that. Spotting impersonator. So we got a new project for a client where he has, let's say, people like celebrities, Bill Gates and other people. And part of his job is to find people that are trying to impersonate that person. So they currently manually go and use Facebook and search for the names of people. And he does this. I didn't ask him how often. It's every day or every couple days. But they're manually doing this for different people, and they have to create different derivatives. So if it's Bill Gates, it would be like Billy Gates, B. Gates, William Gates, Bill Gates, all these different options. And then he finds them, and he finds people trying to impersonate them, and then he submits that to Facebook, says these guys are imposters. But then he also has, the thing is, there's a lot of, Bill Gates is a pretty common name, right? More common than you might think. So there's some that constantly every day show up, and they're okay, and he's always reviewing those. So it's really an annoying process for him. So we're designing a tool for him that will actually let him flag some bad guys, and then the ones that are left in the list, we whitelist them, and that way the next time he runs it, we hide them so he doesn't have to evaluate them every time, right? So he's going to be looking at people like once kind of and saying, okay, that guy's actually okay. That is a Bill Gates. He's not trying to impersonate the real Bill Gates. So we're going to, and I was trying to explain to him, it gets complicated, right, to explain some of this stuff to people. But when your browser, when you connect to the servers, Facebook will still have them, but when we get the HTML and other JSON data and stuff from the browser, we are going to filter and hide them so he doesn't see them. So it's a really cool approach. I think that's really going to help him do it so much easier. And then, so he's paying for this project also. So we said, well, we'll baby step into it. We'll start there, but we can also, we leave the tabs open for the impersonator. So we grab those and say, okay, these are the ones you would submit. And then we store, probably in a JSON file, the list of the whitelisted people. And what we're going to do, actually, let's see, we should also store the bad ones and see if we see them again and automatically open them as a new tab. So that'll be a super simple thing to add. And it'll save him time, because I'm sure Facebook takes a couple weeks or something to remove people that are imitating them, right? And why not? This is still an easy thing. Now, what I told the client is, we will first do that, and then, maybe if he still wants to have us do more, we did this in about 2 hours, by the way. We've already got that first part done. We can also look at the process where he submits the imposters to Facebook and automate that part for him, right? So we're basically stepping into it, not trying to do too much at one time. And he understood. He's like, yeah, how much is this ballpark going to cost? And I'm like, I have no idea, because we never know how hard it is to automate a given website in a browser. Browser automation is by far the most difficult thing to do. Thankfully, he was an admin on his computer, so Irfan is using Rifadian, which is his own tool that he had built, and if you're an admin on your computer, it's a very, very robust way, but you need to be able to install DLL files and executables and have them available, and that's why it's not our go-to. Also, it means that you can't live be doing something with the browser and connect to it, because it requires its own instance. So there's some drawbacks to it. However, again, if you want to build an entire script from it, starting from scratch, and you're an admin, it's phenomenally robust. So that was that project. Toolkit. Let me see if this will launch. I haven't actually tried to run it myself. Here we go. So, and I don't remember. Yeah, we'll do Hell World. Yeah, I would not want to live there. Oh, and there's no run. Okay, so Irfan, this may be a different version, but I know he had it where it was running code. What we're doing is the goal was, hey, AutoHotKey Toolkit, as amazing tool as it is, it was started like 15 years ago in V1, right? And Isaiah added, it was a toolkit. He had a lot of other stuff in it, things that he wanted to have, like hotkeys and hot strings and other snippets and stuff. And he was also learning AutoHotKey at the time. We all know Site, it's a decent editor, but it has some weirdness to it that when you're playing with it, it will break your installs of V2 and V1 and stuff. This is interesting. I know this is a different version. He must have commented out some stuff. But we're creating our own editor that will be easy to use, allow you to launch scripts from it, both V1 or V2, have some things like moving text up and down and commenting out and stuff, so some hotkeys, some very core things. I don't know if and / when we'll get to having a debugger in it, because the tool is really for noobs. We're all really frustrated. There's not an easy editor that works really well for the basics. So we're adding some functionality, but not a crazy amount. And what we'll probably do is roll it out in waves, right? We're going to add some core stuff, get it ready, have IntelliSense, you select a word, hit F1, and it pulls up the help for it. But very basic for people that are new to AutoHotKey. But we do want to have some of the stuff that we love as well, because we're going to be using it a lot. So we did demo a little bit of it during a hero call. So I'm doing a video extract on it, so you'll be able to check that out here at some point. Audio transcribe with Windows RT. So we updated this tool, the audio transcribe. I don't know if the download's available yet or whatever, but it no longer uses FFmpeg for the recording, which is awesome. Clone speak. I was playing with that, so I had this interesting idea. We and somewhere in here there should be the merging, the sandwicher, video sandwicher, I think is what we called it. And it allows you to prepend and postpend videos. So you have your core middle part, and it'll allow you to have like an intro and an outro. And so what I realized was, okay, I grouped my intros all together with like selling points for the hero program. And then I grouped our outros all together for the hero program. And then what I realized was, hey, you know what? What if I used this audio transcribe? Because I have my own voice cloned. I could record the intros programmatically and not have me on the screen, but it'll do a much better job of getting to the point, having them very concise, and I don't have to worry about it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, we're on the clone speak. Is be able to do that so I can get those nailed very clearly, very succinctly to the point. and make them as short, because I'm like you. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I'm sure you do too. I hate long intros, right? So I want to keep them very short. The outros can be a little longer, because if people have made it that far, they'll probably hang out to the rest, right? But I'm going to have maybe 6 or so different intros and 6 or so different outros, and that way it's not the same thing every time where people are like, oh, I know what you're going to say here. Or at least it'll take a while for them to get familiar with them. Assembly AI. We were updating our tools, like Transcriber and some of these other, the transcribe and summarize tool as well. We created a new tool called Transcriber, and it is actually available, I think. But the transcribe and summarize, we've been updating to where you only have to have an assembly AI token. Sorry, not token. Your secret key. So it is a token anyway. And that will allow, instead of having to have 2, if you want to do a summary, now you can just have 1. So we're still we're very close to it, finishing that up. We actually chatted with their support, and they have so many different methods for doing similar things. It was very confusing, but I think we got that nailed down now. Clipboard format monitor. This is the one that I mentioned. You can, if I run it, now it's going to be watching my clipboard, and if I copy something, it will tell me, oh, I just have plain text, because even though this looks like it, it's not. I don't think I can right-click now. But if I go to, let's do a screenshot and copy, so that copied it as different types of images, and it's telling you that. And then I can hit a hotkey, which I think is Control-T. No. All right, so there was some weirdness going on with my my scripts. I had to restart everything. I don't know what caused that. But now if I hit Control-T, it will show me what the different formats I have available, which is really cool. And I can select one. Right now there's only one, so that's all that's available. But if I was in, like, let's say Word, and I copied something that had a bunch of, use my toggle to other window there. There we go. Now if I copy this, notice there's a lot of formats, and if I hit Control-T, here we see the plain text, HTML, and rich text. So what we did, even though over there it said were images, for whatever reason in Word it uses that clipboard, I forget what they're called, EML format or something. No, not EML. But there's a picture format that it just wasn't handling properly. So in Word we just said, all right, never mind. But I can choose one, so I can force it to be just plain text, rich text, HTML, or rich text. So I can choose one, and now there's only the rich text version available. I know in Word that'll look the same, but yeah, that's that. So let me go ahead and close this. Move my webcam reminder back. That's an issue. I don't know if anyone's ever played with that, but when I drag my taskbar, my GUIs all adjust, and I wonder if there's a way to tell it not to. I probably should choose AI and ask it if there's a way to do that, so it just disregards the moving of the taskbar. There might be a way. I could probably maybe run it as an admin. Might be a chance at that, but I doubt it. There's probably a different way I have to do that. Format FFmpeg text. So I was playing, earlier I was talking about those intros and outros. I have this FFmpeg text script that will write the text to the screen, so I could also not only have AI speak it, but also control how the text looks on the screen. So I might use that, or I might just use our burn-in, which is probably what I'll do, the auto burn-in subtitles, which is a really cool script. I don't think we've made that one available, but if you're interested, let me know. So Irfan was doing some testing, apparently. Trigger example. So during the hero call, Connie had some issues with the triggers class. It's a really crazy, powerful class. Highly recommend you checking that thing out. And I'll have to let Irfan know that this, let's see here, now. Trigger, so when I double click this, yeah, I need to, Windows C actually will comment, it will pause that clipboard tool. Now I'm going to paste this here. Now this will show up above me, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to do an overlay later. So what we're trying to do is get this where when I select it, actually this one is from here, but from the Pretty Link tool, this tool, this has a link to all of our tools, all of our pretty link URLs. When I click something from here and add it, it should automatically go update the banner above my head, this banner up here, right? So, yeah, that's still, and I think it's because Isaiah is the one that works on this, and he's just been really busy. He hasn't done that yet. We were updating our table, so, actually, I need to tell Isaiah, so I need to know if he's changing the script. I need to know which one to run to update our tables on the Automator in the cloud. WordPress is, driven by a MySQL database. And you can, with AutoHotKey, connect to that MySQL database. So, if some extensions you have in WordPress, you have to pay extra often to say, like, let me export my data or let me do this or that. Well, with WordPress, you have access to your database. And so with AutoHotKey, we connect to our database and we do whatever we want, right? So we're manipulating people's, we're moving them to a table that we check their last open and read email times. And then those that haven't opened or read an email from us, we're going to remove them from the newsletter and add them to a drip campaign separately, trying to reactivate them. And that's also what this was going about doing. Database, so Isaiah is doing some work there. This was one that we were playing with, this banner one that's over my head. So there wasn't a problem, and Irfan was right. It was a problem with our which actually that should have showed up here. Our error catcher. I don't know why that didn't show up here. Did I miss it? AI error. I did miss it. Yeah, this tool. This is a really, really great tool. I love it. It saves me a ton of time. But someone was doing some debugging and had left a thing that would copy to the clipboard. Anything that was basically copied there, it would copy some of the controls, and it was really messing me up. But this is a great, great tool. I highly recommend you check out that tool, because, wow, if you're debugging with an AI tool, a browser where you're using it to have a chat with the AI and debug stuff, it's really, really cool. Another site, same thing. And this is my hero. I use it to launch the hero call, and it's for some reason I have one that launches my private room, but the one for the hero room, it's not working properly. So I need to go at some point look at that. Maybe that's what I'll do after this call. Sorry, Isaiah was off a lot of the week because he didn't have power. It's a major bummer when you don't have electricity. But yeah, I'll put up the hero link here. Yeah, again, I highly recommend you guys suggest joining the Hero Club. If you're watching, man, I'm telling you, it's an amazing deal. The first month is $1.99, and you just learn. We're here for you. We're experts. We've been doing this stuff for years, and Isaiah is a natural teacher, and Irfan's really getting really good too. But he's a better programmer right now than a teacher, but he's very good. And of course, I have a lot of experience in doing this stuff as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. We also have courses. I don't stress them a lot, but if you're interested, check out our courses. Have a great day. Cheers.